Hey guys, this is a 2019 Marin B17. This is my main mountain bike that I ride. I have recently taken it apart. It's heavily modified, and I'm going to show you how I've modified it from stock. And I took it apart just to clean it and get it ready for season. And I want to share with you guys what I did because it's kind of an interesting bike. So anyways, let's go in the shop and put it back together. All right, this video is going to be a little different than normal. What I'm just going to do is I'm going to build this bike back up, and I'm going to explain what I changed from stock, kind of what the specs were before and what I changed to after. And just kind of go through piece by piece and tell you the logic on why I picked what I picked, and as far as upgrades. And then at the end, I'm also going to tell you what I don't care for, or if I had a chance to change anything else. It's close to what I want, but there's a couple things that I'd like to change as well. So that's what we'll do in this video. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is these cranks that I have. I have these, they're Race Face Next SL. They're carbon fiber cranks, and with an absolute black oval chain ring. It's 30 tooth. Mostly I changed these because I wanted to lighten up the bike. I was trying to be a weight weenie on this one and try to get it as light as I possibly could. I think it started out, the bike was around 34, 35 pounds. I'll let you know at the end how much it weighs now, but these are obviously really light. The biggest difference that I did was this bike came with 175 millimeter chain ring, or cranks arms. Because of the diameter of the wheels, and I'll explain that one kind of a little bit later, it was really prone for pedal strikes. So I've shortened the chain ring, or the crank arms, to 170. And then also the big upgrade in this thing really is the spindle, which is 30 millimeters in diameter. The original cranks, which I can't remember, I think they were Comet, FSA Comet, I think they were. And it had a 24-inch spindle. And after putting these on this bike, it really made you feel more connected to the bike. It was probably one of the better upgrades I did. If you're feeling like you want more input and more energy going into the bike, upgrading to a bigger spindle makes a big difference. This 30, and I'm not sure if maybe the cranks themselves are stiffer too because they're carbon fiber versus aluminum. I'm not sure. I doubt it, but I think most of it was in this. So that, along with the corresponding race face bottom bracket, which I kind of cleaned up a little bit, and I'm going to be putting that back on too. So let's put it on the bike. The only problem with the race face, not problem I guess, but race face requires its own special tool. I'm not even sure what this is. PSA, I'm not even sure. But I had to buy a special tool just to put these things on because they're not your traditional bottom bracket tool. All right, for pedals, I got these Chester race face Chesters, which are classic mountain bike pedals. Really good quality, can't go wrong. Affordable and very functional. Oh, can't put the left pedal onto the right side, I guess. There we go. All right, before I get too far deep into building it back up, I just wanted to mention one other thing. I did modify this frame a while ago. This originally, and I'll show you the picture of what it looked like new, which is right here. I thought there was a little too much green back here. It was kind of, I know they were trying to mimic what some of the older Marins from the 90s looked like, but it was honestly, it was a little too much. So I actually masked this all off, which was originally there on both sides, insides of each, and then I painted it black because I wanted more of a black and green look with green accents, not so much green in your face. So this is modified from original, so this is not the factory paint on here. Kind of big step taking a new bike and painting it up like this, but it is a one of a kind and kind of cool looking, I think. Okay, the next upgrade I made was this fork. The original fork on this was a RockShox Recon, yeah, Recon Gold, which it had silver stanchions on it, and these stanchions were, I can't remember. They were smaller. I remember riding this bike a lot, and I would get that front wheel flex from the fork, vibrating like this. So I wanted something stiffer, and of course, being a weight meeting, I wanted something lighter too. So I got this RockShox Revelation RC, I think it is. But this is basically the same thing as a RockShox Pike, except for it doesn't have as sophisticated as of a damper, which I'm not very sophisticated, doesn't matter. But it is lightweight, and because of the larger stanchions, it's much stiffer. So I appreciated this, and it's been a nice upgrade. I don't think you can get these new. I think they were only offered on factory bikes, so this was a factory takeoff from someone else who upgraded their fork or changed it out. But anyways, let's get this on the bike. So the stem I have on here, I think it's a 35 millimeter reach, and it's a race face effect. I went round and round about stem upgrade on this, and I was obviously trying to find something as light as possible, but it was really kind of ridiculous how expensive some of the light ones are, and I didn't feel like it was worth the money. So, but this is a great stem. I will torque these to the correct torque later. All right, and for bars, I have these Race Face 6C. These things are carbon fiber. There again, I was looking for something light. Oh, looking for something light, and I bought these. I bought them on eBay. They were used, and honestly, they're for downhill bikes. and they're complete overkill for this bike. So super stiff, super strong, and yeah, probably don't need these. But anyways, they were green and black, so it's kind of cool. So this stem is unique. For this one, you have to torque the top two first, cinch them, and then the bottom are torqued afterwards. So um, I'll do all that torquing down after I get this on the ground and get it set up and make sure I'm straight and the cockpit's set up right. All right, another upgrade I did, I'm going to slide that on now, is this dropper post lever. Is the P&W loam lever. It's called the loam lever. I don't remember what it's called. Yeah, loam lever. Anyways, the P&W dropper post lever. This thing is great, super reliable, super stiff. The one that was on there before was complete garbage. It was like half the time wasn't working. It would come loose, whatever. So, anyways, this is a great upgrade if you're looking for something. All right, a big splurge I did was upgrading the rear derailleur. This came originally with SRAM NX, and this is the SRAM X01. This is an 11-speed derailleur, and I did it mostly because I wanted a little sharper, a little crisper shifting, and then of course, me being the weight weenie, was trying to get as light as possible. But overall, this thing shifts great, and I'm very happy with it. So the nice thing about it is it's got a little button so you can lock it out while you're working on it. And then along with the rear derailleur, I got the SRAM X01 11-speed front shifter, or the shifter as well. Now, I will say the NX that was on this before worked fine. It worked great. I had no issues with it. But, and I'm not sure if it's worth the money or not, but when you upgrade to something like some of the top of lines for Shimano or SRAM, it really makes a difference in feel. I mean, the materials in here are stiffer. This isn't necessarily lighter, this one, but I think there's more metal used in here versus plastic. And the shifts just feel more crisp and more connected than the NX shifter did. So it really is nice. And then another upgrade I did was putting on these Shimano Dior. These are the, what do we call them? The M6100 or 6100. Anyways, what was on here before was the M200 brakes, which are fine. They work fine, but these are, I really wanted the smaller 2-finger or 1-finger brake lever. The MT200s, those had the really long 4-finger brake lever, and they weren't really as strong as these. And honestly, these were an excellent upgrade, and I'm happy I did that. As for grips, I still have the original Marin grips that came with the bike, so they've been fine. I have no real reason to upgrade those at this point because they're still in good shape. All right, for the rear cassette, I have this the 46 tooth. It's 11 by 46, 11-speed Sunrace cassette. So the original one was a 42 by 11. So I upgraded this two reasons. I was being anal about getting something black on it, and then also I wanted to have some the extra gearing. So we have a black one now. and this cassette works really well. On the other side, you'll see why I have to have those spacers. I've got these Shimano XT discs, totally unnecessary upgrade. 180 millimeters in the rear, and I think I got 210 in the front. So real big, tons of stopping power. If you guys seen me, I'm not the lightest thing around, so helps me stop going down the hills, keeps me safe, but and they also look really cool. As for the wheels, these are 27.5 plus wheels. Marin makes these are original to the bike. So Marin made the rims and the hubs for these. And then originally they came with some V tires, or yeah, I think it's V tires. Same size, 27.5 by 2.8. So they're big fatties. Rides like a Cadillac. And I upgraded these to some Maxxis Recon Plus. So these are all set up tubeless. So it's runs at a little lower pressure, gives me tons of grip. I did this mostly, obviously, to save some weight, and then also just a little bit better tire. As you'll notice, the Maxxis logo is white. If you guys know anything about Maxxis, when you buy aftermarket, they always come yellow. These were take off from another new bike, because new bikes come with white lettering on them, and I was kind of concerned about having white versus the yellow logo on this bike. So these worked out good. Here's another upgrade I did. Was this was it Connex black chain? This is a really high quality chain. I think it's one of the better performing 11 speed chains. Really expensive, kind of silly, but I figured it'd last a really long time. And it's black. It's hard to find a black chain. All right, now with the brakes on, we're snapping these things. I like zip ties versus those little clips because for sure they're not going to fail. Hold the brake line on. Just got to make sure you point them so you don't scratch your leg on them. Okay, one more thing to put this on. This is my cup holder, bottle holder, whatever. Whoop. Probably another really cool upgrade. Okay. You see, these are magnets. This is called a bid lock. I'll show you how it works. So it's got a connector on the bottom. It's magnetically holds on and it locks in place. Then twist it to get it off. I really recommend that. Well, I think I'll try to find a link for it and put it in the description. All right, one last thing, and then we'll go take it for a little spin and show it off. All right, there's one last thing I forgot to do. I need to top off the tubeless sealant. These are big tires, they take quite a bit. 31.6 pounds. I spent a lot of money for 4 pound savings. All right, there it is. That's my daily driver. Big, cushy 27.5 plus tires, along with a full suspension squish, makes it ride like a Cadillac. So some of the things that I would change on this bike if I had to is honestly these bars, although they're super nice. They are way too stiff, and actually I need something probably a little more compliant. I think they make some other carbon bars out there that are a little more compliant. Also, dropper post. As you can see, it doesn't go down very far. Also, it only sticks down into the seat tube a little ways. And I've heard some of these Marins crack because of that. So probably ought to get a longer seat tube to give it a little bit more strength. Besides that, I don't really care for the green pedals. Wish those kind of blended a little bit more, but that's not going to change. But overall, I really love this bike. I have no reason to get another one, especially since I've spent so much money on it already. So anyways, I hope you guys like this video. I have another one like it on a Ragley Big Al that I did similarly. So make sure you like and subscribe, share with your friends so you can see the next build that comes along.